GINKA is an emotional story, a tale of a promise between two childhood friends, tragically lost when one of them is spirited away. We will see the difficult struggle for them to meet each other once again, and the sacrifices that must be made, full of strange, surprising twists and turns, but moving nonetheless. Thanks to Frontwing for providing a review copy for me to check out, and for showing me the beauty of summer in GINKA, and the wonderful taste of curry. If there's something special that makes GINKA work, it's the aesthetics. This visual novel screams summer. Everything from the iconic set pieces of its nostalgic midsummer vibes, the wide sweeping backgrounds of the sea and sky, to the coastal town island setting itself, it's a combination that practically sells passionate romance anime. Having brought back some of the talented staff from Achi My Dear Moments, Frontwing and Yusano blows it out of the park with the visual artistry. Pair this all up with Masamoto Fuminori's beautiful music composition and Kono Asa's passionate writing, and you have a production that would fit nicely among those boy x girl love story films. Both Achi and GINKA really out here becoming the Makoto Shinkai Your Name of visual novels, deceptive peaceful setup included. GINKA's first act is dedicated to the playful shenanigans. Our characters are living life, enjoying their summer break, playing on the beach, eating lots of spicy curry, and relaxing on the roadside, ice cream pop in hand. All classic staples of a wonderful adolescent summer, further enhanced by the act of spending time with a beloved female friend, to eventually blossom into a passionate love. GINKA embodies the spirit of a childhood friends to lovers story, building up to a beautiful relationship to only tear them apart. To anyone that adores that star-crossed lovers premise will find themselves enjoying GINKA, but it's certainly going to be an interesting journey. If you were to ask me if GINKA is similar to Achi My Dear Moments, I would say yes, but I would also say no, because I sure didn't expect the supernatural in my romance visual novel, nor did I expect evil spirit-slaying action. It's been 5 years since Ryusei's childhood friend GINKA disappeared without a trace, spirited away by God, as the islanders claim. Now having returned to the island as a high schooler, Ryusei investigates to see if GINKA ever came back, to see if she's enjoying life as a normal high school girl, and what he found was a young girl that looks exactly like his missing childhood friend. You might come in expecting a simple supernatural incident, but really, it only gets more complex the deeper you dive in. Everyone on the island is faithful to their traditions and ceremonies, completely unaware of the supernatural forces that drive it all, Ryusei himself being completely in the dark about everything. And it's those unknowns that come up to shake the story and its characters. It sure surprised me. What I like is that because GINKA's background lore has such a huge importance on the present day events, it forcefully brings forward topics and issues for our cast to deal with, leading to great character moments. It allows us to get a deeper look at certain individuals and what's troubling them inside, every one of them affected by GINKA's disappearance. However, it also becomes complicated in the process. GINKA has this habit of intercutting flashbacks to fill in the blanks in the mystery, even showing different perspectives to get an insight of how a character views the situation. I found it a bit confusing to keep track of it all, because of how often it happens. Of course, these flashbacks help explain why characters act a certain way, as an answer to a question foreshadowed long ago. And yet, as soon as one mystery is solved, another one is left open. GINKA's writing loves to deliberately hint at future developments, to where I actually found it impressive that I was able to predict the answers to the mysteries right before they revealed it. But I sure didn't expect an older GINKA to show up and start slicing evil spirits down. There is action in here. It's used sparingly, but they do help bring a sense of urgency and stakes. That said, I do think these scenes are very bare bones in writing. I can easily forgive that though. After all, this is an intimate story about a guy wanting to investigate the disappearance of his childhood friend, before seeing the two of them in the same room together. This older girl looks and feels a lot like the younger GINKA, only differing by how she's just slightly a bit aggressive, intensely duty-bound and super serious. But oh man, when her childish tendencies leak out, it's so adorably cute. It really makes you want to ask, would you cheat on your childhood crush with your childhood crush? It's only natural that the girls would butt heads with each other. The jealousy between the two makes for some fun interactions, bringing back the classic anime rom-com situations. Some might find such jokes tiresome, but personally, Personally, I find it fitting and charming. It doesn't overstay its welcome, but it shines occasionally, reminding you that this is indeed a story about adolescent anime teenagers. We're gonna see a cute girl doing cute things regardless, whether it's from a small elementary schooler or a high school student. All of these scenes are dedicated to show off each of the girls' personality. Yes, they do childish things, but that's just a case of both girls being childish at heart. Or could there be an explanation for their behaviors that we just don't know about? Hell, even some of the side characters get time to shine in the spotlight, even supporting some of the core messages. GINKA out here asking, would you love me if I was a ghost? Would you love me if I was the spiritual embodiment of your past regrets? Would you love me if I can't eat spicy food? You know, the important questions. Jokes aside, I am a fan of this setup. GINKA herself is a fully realized character, and as a metaphorical concept. Thanks to those supernatural occurrences, Ryusei is able to meet this phantom GINKA, if only to seemingly resolve him of his pain. Makes me think of GINKA as a symbolic representation of everything Ryusei left behind on the island, the current bonding moments with the younger GINKA to make up for those lost experiences he never had, and the cruel punishment that awaits him for the mistakes he made in the past. GINKA serves to prove that wishing for something you desire may actually be terrible, and yet we continue to wish for them based on our strong feelings, sometimes even going the distance, no matter what sacrifice it takes. Beautifully romantic and poetic, while also being equally heart-wrenching and tragic. And I find that to be GINKA's greatest appeal at the end of the day. Despite how complex everything GINKA throws at you is, at its core is an emotional story between two separated childhood friends and the intimate promises they made between each other. 4 out of 5. Now, if you enjoyed this and for some reason haven't checked out Achi My Dear Moments yet, I highly recommend you go check it out. If you have, well, you might want to check out this video over here or this one over here for a general recommendation. And as a parting gift, here's cute girls dancing.